The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Piston says it is hopeful that President Bongbong Marcos will remove the December 31 deadline on PUV consolidation as the transport strike enters its second day. The strike continues after a failed dialogue between the LTFRB and transport groups. The LTFRB says it has already accommodated other demands by operators and drivers. However, Piston continues to push for an extension on the December 31 PUV consolidation deadline.
Hinahamon namin si PBBM na maglabas ng isang executive order na dapat tanggalin yung deadline. Ante namin hanggang bukas kung ano magiging desisyon.
The Transportation Department admits there are routes that may see insufficient vehicles because not all operators will join the cooperative. However, the agency says the LTFRB will issue special permits to serve affected passengers.
Tayo po ay umaasa na matapos po itong December 31 deadline natin, come January 1, hindi po tayo magkakaroon ng transportation crisis dahil po sa nakita na po ng LTFRB na ang mga major routes po natin ay meron ng mga consolidated operators.
LTFRB Chairman Chofilo Guadiz says the motive for the recent raid in his home seems personal. Guadiz stated this following the intrusion by 10 armed suspects who arrived in 3 vehicles at their residence. Guadiz said it was a traumatic experience, especially for his 91-year-old mother. Nonetheless, Guadiz believes that they will achieve justice. He also mentioned that he will continue to fulfill his duties as LTFRB chairman. During the initial investigation, the suspects reportedly entered the home of Guadiz's family on Wednesday. No one was harmed and the armed men did not take any belongings. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin tells the United Nations that the Philippines is actively promoting human rights. Bersamin made the assertion as he represented the Philippines in the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration on Human Rights at the Palais des Nations in Switzerland. In his remarks, Bersamin assured community members that the Philippine government is actively promoting human rights in partnership with the UN through the implementation of the Joint Program on Human Rights. He adds that the country's democratic institutions remain strong. More stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Some lawmakers from both houses of Congress are proposing the expansion of terms of top government officials, including the President and Vice President. In the upper house, Senator Robin Padilla is pushing for amendments in the political provisions of the Constitution, particularly to expand the terms of high-level government officials. Under his resolution of both House of Congress, the President and Vice President shall be elected as joint candidates with a term of 4 years, and they will be allowed to serve for 2 terms. The number of senators will grow to 54, 30 of which will be elected by region. Their terms will also be expanded to 8 years from the current 6. Members of the House, on the other hand, would see their terms expanded to 4 years from the current 3. Senator Padilla says he is now conducting a public information drive on his proposed amendments.
Ito, experience naman nating lahat talaga. Kapag magaling yung Pangulo natin, kulang yung 6 na taon. Tapos wala siyang re-election. Kapag medyo nga naman yung presidente natin, sobra naman yung 6 na taon. Kaya dapat sana, total naman, sa mga dati nating konstitusyon, 4 years naman talaga yun. At 4 years may re-election, ba't hindi natin subukan yun?
At the lower house, House Senior Deputy Speaker Dong Gonzales admits that they would also like to see amendments to the term limits of government officials. He says they want the terms of the President and Vice President to be expanded to 10 years per term from the current 6. They are also eyeing 5-year terms for members of Congress and local officials. Gonzales says they will deliberate on this proposal once sessions resume next year. He strongly refuted, though, Senator Amy Marcos's earlier suggestion that the chamber is pushing for charter change because someone wants to be Prime Minister.
Prime Minister, wala akong narinig ng Prime Minister. Wala kaming pinag-usapang Prime Minister. Basta kung political ang pinag-usapan, yung aking term limits na 5 years and 2 terms. Diba? Tapos may re-election lang yung presidente. Kabuka ng vice president. Para the continuity. Diba palagi kong sinasabi sa inyo, the continuity.
As Senator Risa Contiveros pushes to investigate Kingdom of Jesus Christ leader Apollo Quiboloy, Senator Robin Padilla has made it clear that he is against the investigation. While he said that it is the right of Senator Contiveros to pursue the probe, Padilla said he won't support allegations that stem from foreign courts' investigations. Quiboloy is currently wanted by the US FBI for multiple charges, including sex trafficking of children and sex trafficking by force. Since there are allegations of child abuse and sexual abuse, Padilla said the witnesses making such claims should also be investigated, considering that there are resource persons who may retract their claims.
Kaso ng Amerikano yun kay Pastor, paano? So ano yun, parang ICC din. Sunod-sunuran na naman tayo sa dayuhan. Kailangan natin imbestigahan yung mga witness. Kung sila ba yung nagsasabi ng totoo. Kasi dito, ang tagal naman ninyong nanonood na rin ng hearing dito. Kukunti ang witness na nagsasabi ng totoo dito. Ang hirap na rin maniwala dito eh. Magsasabi ng statement ngayon, kinabukasan, iba na yung statement. Oo, siyempre. Oo. Kailangan kong ano yun. Kailangan kong mag-participate doon at tingnan ko kung saan galing yung witness na yan.
Let's now take a quick look at other stories we're watching. President Bongbong Marcos leaves for Tokyo today to attend the ASEAN-Japan Commemorative Summit. There, the region's leaders are expected to discuss common concerns, including the South China Sea row. Government has deported 180 Chinese nationals who worked at an illegal pogo hub raided by authorities back in October. This has been described as the largest deportation of illegal pogo workers this year. The Creamline Cool Smashers are one win away from sweeping the PVL All-Filipino Conference. The defending champs swept the Chocomucho Flying Titans in Game 1 of the finals 25-23, 19-25, 26-24, and 25-22. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.